Newfoundland and Labrador is famous for its breathtaking icebergs. They draw tens of thousands of tourists to the province every year. But nowadays, there are fewer icebergs, and it's also becoming harder to see the ones that are there. CTV's Garrett Barry has the story.
These bergs have been as good as gold in Newfoundland. For years, tourists have flocked to these shores to catch a glimpse.
Oh goodness, yes. I mean, they come from Europe, all over Asia.
It's always a boost for local business, but this year, expectations are melting. This season, icebergs are smaller and they're closer to the shoreline in Labrador, meaning they're more likely to melt before they get to tourist hotspots like Bonavista and Twillingate. You can blame the El Nino winter that warmed ocean waters and a long-term trend of warming global temperatures.
They melt further north, and we just don't see them as much. So this year, even though it's not an atypical year, it is representative, though, of what we've been seeing over the last 3 decades.
And on the waters here, boat tour operators like Iceberg Quest are adapting for what this season will bring.
We have one of the top coastlines in the world, for God's sake, and all kinds of birds and seabirds, and folks just want to get out on the water.
For some businesses, this scenery is only half the battle. Getting to rural Newfoundland, for some, has become a real challenge.
We actually had a family this year that booked their rooms with us and their flights, and they ended up having to cancel because the rentals were just astronomically high.
Across the country, a rental car shortage that started in the pandemic has eased up. But in Newfoundland and Labrador, renting a car is still expensive. With prices quoted at more than $2,000 per week in the summer months, it's double what you might pay in Toronto.
Newfoundland has always been a real challenge because the season is very strong, but it's also very short, and getting vehicles on and off the island is challenging.
Luke Fisher says he's been able to find a few independent rental car companies with better rates for his customers, but he still believes expensive rentals are hurting the rural economy in the province. Garrett Barry, CTV News, St. John.